Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter-like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure. Beef loaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, My Sock Summer. And your host. He's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom. Teresi E.
Thank you, Quarantzy. Welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, a lot of beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If Beef Loaf says allegedly or that he wrote a blog about that, you drink. If My Sock Summer doesn't know a player or mentions his time on the West Coast, you drink. And if I swear or say, here's the thing, you drink. Speaking of drinking, fellas, what are you drinking? Beef Loaf, what do you got?
Boys, it's wine. Thursday wine night. Had a little pasta upstairs. Was not rigatoni today. A little fettuccine. That's okay. And I'm going to down a bottle of wine during this podcast. I also got a little, nondescript Diet Cola chaser for my wine.
Nice,
so
nice.
chaser, not mixing them, not calimocho, but I'm going to just hit the wine and a little bit of diet soda.
The wine looks good. Quick question. What the fuck are you wearing?
Well, I needed to change the mojo a little bit, Treasy. I've been going like sleeveless for all these shows. I thought one of two things had to happen. To change the look, I either got to go completely shirtless, which I thought about doing, but I thought, you know what? I've done that before. I did the suspenders for the one, or long sleeves. So I got the long sleeves going on right there. It's got just a light jacket, keep me nice and warm down in my basement.
Light jacket, no shirt.
Well, I gotta, it gets a little hot, when you're doing all this stuff and getting moving, you can't have too much clothes on. Like, My Sock Summer's in a sweater. I can't do the show in a sweater. I will die, man. That's too much. So
MSS,
this is what I can do,
He looks like he sells carnitas to Andrew Dice Clay. I mean, this is the look he's going for right now.
He looks like an extra from Scarface, and I'm just worried that he's going to get his head cut off by a fucking chainsaw. Like, he's just going to die somewhere, and it just be some bad Cuban accent, and he's just blood everywhere.
Columbia necktie midway through the podcast.
Terrible.
My Sock Summer, what are you drinking?
So tonight, as Rick Giolito kind of called me out for drinking the Crown Royal over a year ago, I had to let him know that the training wheels have come off the bike. I am now popping wheelies and going through puddles. Okay, I am on Whiskey Acre tonight, the blue popcorn, which was a special release from 2021. Our guy, our buddy, Mr. Meat Eater himself, Chris Tannehill, gave me a gift card last year to Benny's. So I went to Benny's and I bought a bottle on him. I was like, I'm going to splurge. And that was the one that I got because I have a friend that works for Whiskey Acres. And I was like, I'll try that. It's actually really good. The first time I had it, I don't feel as though I could taste the nuances. I can kind of taste them now. So I'm getting better. I'm getting there. I'm getting better. So.
I like it. It's your first gold star of the night. Great job.
What, Tracy, you find it interesting that My Sock Summer, he gets a gift card and he gets booze bought from by Chris Tannehill. Tanny doesn't know your name?
No, it makes sense. This all tracks.
just jealousy. Chris Tannehill's just jealous.
I could tell you why he sent it to me, but I won't. I'm not gonna out him for what I did for him. But because
hello.
He's a fellow bobblehead guy, and he couldn't make it to a couple games, so we made sure that Chris Tannehill got hooked up. Me and Mr. Hand.
That was a good Diaz brothers.
Mr. Hand.
Yeah,
I'll put that back up there
in the comments. Yeah, the Diaz brothers. I like that one.
Teresi, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking a Maplewood, the Pulaski Pills.
Oh,
I've never had it.
Tasty.
It's my first one ever, and I'm enjoying it.
You were feeling so good this afternoon at the game, and I was like, "Oh man, Treasy's gonna be really drunk tonight." But you're doing surprisingly well. I'm very proud of you.
I slowed down.
Oh, okay.
And then what I do on the way home between my house and there is stop at Little Caesars and get a hot and ready.
Yep. Got to support that Miggy contract.
I'm still. They're still trying to pay for that up there. I feel bad for that.
Dude,
I'll be honest. There's a ton of jealousy up in the comments right now about my gorgeous garbs. Okay, there's a ton of jealousy right now.
I think it's just honest opinions on how you look.
Crazy, the stuffed crazy bread, no joke. It's good shit, man. You should try some.
That's what I had.
Oh my god!
Ooh,
I also had stuffed
really
crust,
good, right?
Hot and ready. Yeah.
Oh,
a lot of
good.
cheese.
Lots
I
of
went with a lot of cheese, guys.
That's good. You might be not shitting all weekend, so that's good.
I gotta.
Hello.
I gotta keep it all in for this podcast.
Yeah,
I gotta stay full of shit for this podcast if we're gonna get through it. Beef, how you doing tonight, man?
You know what, boys? I'm a little frustrated. I got to be honest with you. There's things in my
feel it.
Nothing really bad, but things in my personal life and things with us, and then the White Sox are frustrating the shit out of me. Yeah. So they're between our little little sex trio. There's some things, some things we're working on here. We're working out a few issues. That's why I'm dressed special today for my sex summer. But so what I decided to do is sometimes you just gotta change the routine. And it's, my clothes. But I did I did another thing, and I got another thing up on the horizon. I spent $550 on Yeti coolers. I bought two coolers, Treasy.
Wow.
$550. One of them is a normal size, probably fits a case and a half or something like that. A beer, just a normal cooler. It's 23 pounds with nothing in it. And inside of it, it's you feel like you could freeze someone's head in there for eternity. And I put out on Twitter, I'm going to get
Ted Williams is in there.
Ted Williams he could be in there. He's not in there yet. We'll have to freeze someone else's head. We got to decide which person from Sox Twitter is worthy of their head being frozen, and then we just insert them in there. So I put this out on Twitter, and I said I'm about to buy some oversized or overpriced coolers, And Huck responded. He's like, "Hey, if they're good, doesn't mean they're overpriced, And another guy responded to him and said he had a Yeti cooler and it was in his Jeep, and his Jeep set completely on fire, and that fucking cooler was intact and the shit inside of it was still cold, right? I thought he was bullshit. The man posted a picture, my Sox Summer. This shit was burnt it was like the car in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's how burnt to shit it was. And the fucking Yeti cooler was completely intact. So people were on Twitter defending the overpricedness of the Yeti cooler, and they're very soundly built. I have not put any ice or any booze in these things yet, but I can't wait to try them. So I got the regular size cooler, and then I got the strap over the shoulder. Probably fits 16 beers or whatever. That's kind of the traveling one. Yeah. And so I got tired of I feel like I'm throwing out coolers every year. Buy some coolers, leave them outside or whatever, and they get all fucked up. So I changed my cooler life. One thing. The second thing I'm about to start doing, and it's for my health, is I'm about to start perineum sunning. You guys know what that is?
Oh my God. No,
also known as butthole sunning. That's why I put that picture up where the guys okay, let me read it for you. Now, before you naysayers, all right? I've been doing my health research, okay? Before you naysayers get into it. Here's what it says.
Researching?
I Googled
Aaron
this.
Rodgers told you this?
I Googled this. Perineum sunning. Let me read this to you. Perineum sunning, also known as butthole sunning. I didn't know butthole was a technical term. We'll go with it though. We're gonna go with the science here. We're following the science, Treasy. Don't put your fucking head down. Let me read this to you before you get so upset.
I'm just trying to listen intently. That's all.
Perineum sunning, also known as butthole sunning. People who do it say it gives their body an intense dose of vitamin D. I think I need an intense dose of vitamin D. It also says it gives them a significant energy boost. Significant energy boost, my Sox Summer. You know you need that. You're yawning right now. The podcast just started, you lazy fuck. And also, it's supposed to be an increase in creativity, improve sleep, promote libido health, and also more podcast downloads. Baby, how can I go wrong with sunning my two-hole? All right? I'm doing it. All right? It's going to happen. It's going to happen soon. I'll let you guys know what it does for me, okay?
Really, I want to understand the correlation. Right? Because you just listed out, everything in your life gets better from something completely ridiculous. There's no reason one should be correlated to the other, yet it's somehow there's a causal relationship between the two.
Trees, you just gotta have faith sometimes, okay? I don't know how photosynthesis works either, but the fucking plants grow, all right? I don't need to understand exactly how the science works for it to work on me, okay? I can't believe there's naysayers. Oh, take vitamins. I'll be honest. Roxy's right. I could shoot the vitamin D through my butt, but that's how I'm acquiring it this time. Yeah. Into my butt. That's right. Yeah.
like a suppository vitamin. I'm with you, Josh. We'll shove it right up Loaf's ass, and like he can sun it too and take the vitamin. He can get a double dose of D in his ass.
A little extra sun is good for you, and you got to make sure you direct it in the right spots. That's what I'm learning. That's what I'm following the science, Treasy, and that's what the science is telling me. Sun my butthole, big improvements everywhere.
My sex summer, how are you doing tonight? I mean, like
I don't
man,
even know
I'm afraid to ask, honestly. I'm afraid to ask how you're doing.
I don't know how I have to follow the vitamin D on the butt. Like it's something. I had a quiz for you guys tonight. And today I went to a game and I did not have something with me that has been with me, I think, about every Sox game since 2012. And I didn't have it with me. And I wanted to see if you guys knew what I did not bring to the game today that I normally bring to the game.
Money.
Okay, it's close.
Your chain wallet.
Exactly.
Yes.
I bought a fucking cell phone wallet case.
Wow.
And I put my 2 cards in there, my ID and my credit card. And I did not have my clinkety clank chain on when I walked in there. I nearly, copied Bonita Stakey and 108 Morton out there and said, hey, you got to think of a new way to beat me up because I didn't wear it to the game today and I won't be wearing it all summer until this case falls apart.
I was going to say, don't make any bold claims because you feel like a guy who gets sentimental about things. If you swing back to the wallet chain, you're going to catch a lot of shit, especially for my daughter. You're going to catch a lot of shit.
Here's the thing, though, Loaf. Like, I was a big backpack guy, and then they outlawed the backpack. And now I think
K-Dog's right. I agree with K-Dog. I also think I hate MSS. That's correct.
I think I could get into, I could still bring like some peanuts or something, right? And I was like, no, I don't need to bring food to the game. I did it all last year. Did not eat anything that I brought from home to a game for myself. I brought my girls stuff because I'm too cheap to buy them stuff. But I just I think I could go without the chain all year now that I have this wallet phone, or wallet case, phone, whatever the fuck it's called. But it was nice. I wish it was a little bit bigger because I'd like to have some cash on me just in case, so that might be a deterrent. Or I could hide hundreds in it somehow, and then when I lose my phone, I can lose $200 and my phone and my wallet and my IDs and stuff. But I don't know. Hey,
that'll be a great day.
Thing is, though, like once you got everything compacted to like where you're carrying your phone, it's real easy to just have like a money clip if you want to have a little bit of cash on you. You've lightened up the entire load by doing that.
Yeah, it's nice. It was really good. So and I can also now I have a laptop stand. I'm just living large over here. So like when the summer comes on, like these titties gonna be full out, man. Everyone's gonna sit in titties. Treasy, how you doing?
Speaking of your titties or lack thereof now.
Yeah.
Now that you're skinny, you're getting disrespected left and right, man. I can't believe it. Today, we're at the game. MSS, I'm sitting there right with MSS. And it like Trooper Galactus and another dude were behind us up in Josh's seats. And they got them on the video for the big screen, not us, right? Just them.
That's smart.
Hold the phone. MSS leaves, and 2 seconds later, we're up on the scoreboard.
Wow.
It was all MSS. There was like he was the only other factor here. And as soon as he left, they were like, get these guys up now. We could Mongo left. We could get the rest of these guys up.
Yeah.
I punched a horse after I left.
Don't shoot him. He'll just get mad.
It's incredible. I didn't realize such disrespect. And we should have known because Sammy Panayotovich told us when he was setting up the odds for the 108 tourney. The word on the street was that he lost the street cred. Skinny My Sock Summer doesn't have the street. He doesn't have the Q rating anymore.
Ratings are down.
It's down. The ratings are down. So we'll have to see how it's going. I don't know. It's a small sample size, but it's not looking great right now. It looks like.
Yep.
Your 1980s record label agent, Beef Loaf, is telling you that you're doing a bad job.
I would sign Crucial Taunt.
You look like I would give you cocaine to play my record on the radio. That's what you look like.
100% plays keys in the Dirk Diggler band. You know,
you're the only guy in the history of sunglasses and noses that big that doesn't do cocaine.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. Imagine doing cocaine with him, like, oh
my God!
I
mean, you think you're spending a lot on coolers?
Yeah, I blew all my money on coolers. I can't afford no yayo. So
that nose is like the vacuum cleaner from fucking Spaceballs.
How dare you son of a bitch!
Dude, I like it though. I like that. I also like that you got the Yetis. I just hope you take care of them. Take care of them Yetis.
I know that's the key. My suck summer. I got to take care of them. You know.
No. This is bullshit. This is why you spent on them, to not have to take care of them, because
they're
that's
more
your
durable.
MO.
They're more
that's
durable.
your MO.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's right.
The reason your coolers are all jacked up is because you leave them out for the entire winter.
Yeah,
right?
No, I'll leave them out for
outside.
like a long time, and it's like, oh, they got fucked up because they were left outside too long. Yeah.
So if you're going to spend money on the coolers, they better be durable through that, right? There better be raccoons living in them by the end of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Don't do that.
The comments on my outfit are just never end. How can I focus on the White Sox? How can I be mad about the White Sox when I'm getting all this attention for my superlative outfit?
Because they love you.
First of all, Beef, you know what? I've had enough of making fun of you. You know, I love you. I don't want to keep pounding on you about this. I'm going to, but I don't want to for the moment.
You don't want to, though, right?
I need to talk about my Sock Summer's drinking at the games now, though. Like we got, like you're back, my Sock Summer. We got to talk about your drinking in a minute. All right, so we'll get to that in a moment, but I need you to pay some bills first.
Okay.
All right.
I was wondering. I wasn't sure. I thought we were gonna flip the script. I was ready. Keep me on my toes. I got it. Spring is now, and with the warming weather comes fresh starts, new beginnings, and motherfucking baseball. Why not show up in Lot B with a brand new Mazda CX-50? According to those experts over at Road and Track, the 2023 Mazda CX-50 is a better Subaru Outback. Say what? And why is that? Plenty of reasons, but let's just focus on a few. First, they kept it old school. While people are forced into cars and SUVs with tons of graphic interfaces, Mazda has stuck with their throwback interior motifs. Their interior looks like the inside of an SUV, not like an office cubicle. It has straightforward controls and displays that keep the driver's eyes up and focus on the road. It's almost like Mazda still believes in driving. The mechanical substance is old school too. It's not a hybrid, not all electric. It has but one conventional 12-volt battery that has the important duty of starting either of the available 4-cylinder internal combustion engines. One turbocharged, one breathing in atmosphere unassisted. Curious and want to know more? Check out the all-new Mazda CX-50 on their website, www.mazdaofOrlandPark.com. Or maybe you're looking for something different, as they have all sorts of vehicle options available. Give them a follow on Twitter at ZoomZoomNation, as they are known to give away tickets and parking for Sox games. And remember, as always, $500 off for Sox fans. Mazda of Orland Park, home of the Zoom Zoom Nation, 8910 West 159th Street, Orland Park, 708-444-3200. Zoom Zoom.
All
That's
right.
the last time you'll hear that ad. I'm writing a new one. I do one a month. You get 12. So watch this. Oh, see ya. You'll never see that ad.
It gone.
Amazing. You guys ready for a little I don't know, baseball talk?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you damn right we are.
All right.
Frick yeah.
So this week at the park, not great stuff. But my Sock Summer is back. And before we get into you talking about your first week at the ballpark, what the fuck is with you drinking Light Sky? All right. I debated bringing it up because I don't want to embarrass you in front of the entire 30 people listening to this. But
so
MSS, of all the light beers you could choose when you go up there, you looked and you said, that looks ridiculous. I need to drink that.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about this selection, because it's terrible.
Okay, the thought process is very similar to the Miller Ultra thing. Okay,
Michelob Ultra.
Michelob Ultra. I'm sorry, Michelob. Same shit. It all tastes the same. Whatever. It's fucking shit. So like, if I'm gonna not enjoy what I'm drinking, well, I mean, kind of like I'm going to just drink whatever the least calorie thing is. So like I was up there and nothing was jumping out at me. Right. And like my last experience with like heavy octane beer with you guys, I was fucking ridiculously hungover the next day after having like 4 beers. Yes. I mean, it made no sense whatsoever. So I have like I had my Florida trip and I was drinking beer down there. I drank a lot of Corona Premier. I drank that. I think it was just that. And then I had some Blue Moon and it was mango wheat. So Blue Moon mango wheat is just basically Blue Moon, but just has the mango flavor in it. That's not bad. And I had seen the light sky when I was down there. And I said, you know what? I'm not buying a 12-pack of this to try it. So when I'm at a game, you know, I see it and I was like, you know what? I'll fucking try it. Like I've never had it, so I'll try it. I had it. It wasn't horrible. It's not as good as the mango wheat. The mango wheat's actually pretty decent. Yeah. Webb was definitely drinking a Topo Chico, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" But yeah, no.
How
so
dare you?
Yeah, I got shit on a little bit. I think it's like a step above a Vizzy, maybe, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm worried about the beer play. So
108 weight gain. Yeah, 108 weight gain has started. Yeah,
that too. And like we drank a lot Tuesday night. Like, I mean, when I say a lot, I mean
for a weeknight. You know?
I don't drink a lot of beer. So to have 6 16-ounce beers, that's a lot. Like I haven't done that in a while. So I'm trying to get back into the swing. And I thought if I hadn't, no, I'm not going to try. I would.
How dare you? Don't lie to us. Don't you lie to us, my sucks.
No, I'm married and have kids now. I can't do that shit. That's something to look forward to later in life. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
That's his retirement plan.
Yeah, retirement plan. I'll be selling.
I'm not into horses. All right, baloney. I said horses should go extinct. Billy Wires is still mad at me about that. We don't need horses on the earth.
Right? You got to eat horses.
That's what's upsetting to me about my sex summer. I'm cutting you off, my sex summer.
Yeah,
Treasy, the upsetting part is this. My sex summer is like, all right, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this, whatever the fuck it's, Blue Leaf, Blue Island, whatever the bullshit it is, right? He tries it. Then he and I go up there to get around for everybody. Me, you, him, and Wally Money. Yeah. What would you like, my sex summer? He wants that shit again. I'm buying, and he could get anything, and he gets that bullshit again.
Nothing was jumping out at me.
Again, nothing was jumping out at you.
Man,
nothing was jumping out at me. So the thing I just didn't like, I want another.
Oh no! Like I said, I get it. It's not as good as the mango wheat, right? It's not as flavorful as the mango wheat, but it was okay. Like if I'm gonna have like 2 of them, you know, like it's just as good as the Miller Lite. Like I'd rather have that than a Miller Lite. Honestly,
really,
I'd rather would. Yeah, and I'm not gonna drink Coors Light like somebody else that we won't name. You know, like because that tastes horrible. Like Coors Light's like the worst. Like that's water. Like a Mick Ultra has a little bit of flavor and taste to it, barely, but more than the Coors Light.
You know what this is? You know what's visualizing in front of me, Treasy? My Sex Summer's first beer blog in like 5 years, where he compares all the watered down beers and why he likes them better than the other ones. A watered down beer rating is what I need out of it.
Let's not get carried away and expect there to be a My Sex Summer blog. All right,
yeah, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about Bruno, you fucks. No, I want to try. There's Buckle Down has got a Luke, and you can help me out when you get to it. Buckle Down has got a beer down in the Craft Cave that I want to try.
Does Luke write beer blogs anymore?
I want to try it, but I didn't. I wasn't feeling going down and getting a 6%er. Like I don't know. I wasn't into it. Like, well, we'll see. We'll see as the summer progresses, as it warms up. I'll get my drinking, shoes back. Yeah, Hideout Hazy. Yeah, it was a Hideout Hazy IPA. So, Loaf, that's something that you would like because you like the Hazy IPAs. So
yeah, I do. I'm a big.
We'll go down there next game, and
I'll be honest. If we make it down in the Craft Cave, which I rarely do, I'm bellying up to the bar and seeing what type of tequila I can get. Yeah. If I can get a tequila thing going there, then I got a nice angle for the whole season.
They got Jack Honey behind us,
Yeah.
And I don't know how much they cost, but like. A beer is like $13 now. So I think I could probably get a Jack Honey on the rocks.
I might have to leave the show after that. I've been bodied in the comments that I blew blockers.
Beef, all I know is that after this conversation is that if there's going to be beer blogs for for our blog ever again, me and you have to write them.
We have to write them. Exactly.
Now we got like
the only ones drinking beer.
A marathon runner, and then a guy who only drinks light scotch.
No, it's not only drink. I drink all sorts of stuff.
Luke only wants to write about jogging, and my sex summer doesn't drink beer anymore. So we're done. That's it.
He hates beer now.
It's me and you, Dreezy. We got to write all the booze blogs. That's it. We're up.
15 a shot, Shane. What the fuck?
Not going past 4% on his beers anymore. So
don't worry. I'm not worried about the haters. The haters, they love me. People
MSS, tell me, other than getting wasted off of light skies, how was the rest of your week at the ballpark?
You want some unfiltered MSS content here?
Like, let's do it, baby.
Like, first off, same as it was, right? Like, going back, it's like I went back late Tuesday because it was a 6:10, not a 7:10. And I had shit going on until 6, so then like I figured out all right. So I walk it in, and I go to the gate 5, and the first gate 5 isn't there. So I go to the second one. I walk in, I check in. I don't win a check-in prize, which I was bummed out. And walking,
no free trinkets.
Saying stop at the White Sox charity auction shit. Go look and see what they got going on in there. Just seeing if my girl Meg's in there. She's not there, so I don't stay too long, and then I leave. Keep walking. Stopped over at what's the barbecue place now? And my lady Evelyn's over there, and I said hi, and she goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe I missed you opening week." And I was like, "You didn't. I wasn't here. This is my first game." And so we had a good little chat. She asked about the girls. I talked to her. Then we walked. I came down in the section, and then we started drinking. Like, it was fun. Like, it was nice to be back. It was a very welcoming feel. It was cold as fuck. Everyone's fist bumping, and it wasn't like the like an opening day going back like that. That's everyone's real happy and in a good mood. Coming back after in the midst of a 9-game losing streak is like not always the most fun. Like, people weren't like, "Hey, this great team we got here." Everyone was pissed, angry. Aloha, Mr. Hands, angry. Wally's got mustard all over his jacket. Like, like, what the fuck happening here? Like, this is.
I'm glad you brought this up, my Sox Summer, because Wally Money at the ballpark eating is like Cookie Monster eating cookies. Like, stuff is everywhere. You need, it's like a Gallagher show. You need a fucking a shield to cover yourself if you're anywhere in the vicinity. So that doesn't surprise me about the mustard.
I love the Wally nights when he's like, I'm not drinking hard liquor tonight. I'm just gonna have some beers.
Yeah. Give me some Coors Light.
He's always way more drunk on those nights.
Absolutely.
So he's just, I mean, he's good, right? And he's like, "Yo, it's my turn. Let's go." I'm buying beer, so that's when I got my first lights guy. And yeah, just watching, like, and you told me, like, "Hey, you got to get your celiacs back, like, to judge the balls and shit." Yeah. I didn't feel the same way. Like, I could kind of still judge where the ball was going to end up.
You didn't stand up, like, you fat fuck.
I didn't. I did not stand up.
That was laziness. It was laziness.
It was not. Here's my Sox Summer's story of him going his first ball game. It's all downtrodden. Things aren't the way they used to be. He couldn't wait 3 seconds to shit all over me. Jake Berger hits a shot to left field that I think is gone. I jump up out of my seat. I walk over towards the water thing, and it gets caught right up against the wall. So he curses me out. I'm a bullshit Cubs fan or whatever. I look online later, and apparently, like, the exit velocity and the launch angle is like, that shit's a home run like 99% of the time. So I was so happy that you got so much joy out of being a big asshole to me, but I did judge that right, man. I don't know the ball's made out of, whatever the fuck it's made out of. It's not flying anywhere. I don't know that shit.
Yeah, no. The wind was beating down in, though. Like, and once it gets too high, I think it got a little too high. Push it down a little bit. But anyway, so that was the first day. That was fine. Whatever. Walked home. Good times. I love that walk. I love the walk down. I love the walk back. I love sitting outside, even when it's cold. Sitting outside and getting fresh air for that amount of time is just awesome. The second day, day game, was kind of a surprise. And, like, I got to go down. I went down early. I took I wasn't drinking because I'd went to the gym. And I actually went to the gym after I drank those 6 beers, and I was on the treadmill, and I had not the treadmill, the stair stepper, and I had forgotten my little head wrap. So I'm just like I look like that GIF of Key or Peele, or whatever, where the water shooting down his face. Like I look just like that guy, and I didn't have a towel. I didn't have any. I was just a mess on fucking Wednesday at the gym, but I killed it. So anyway, so I was coming from the gym and I showered and I brought my water and I snuck it in a packet of the Gatorade Propel to put in my water so that I keep myself really hydrated. I put that in my wallet. I won some free socks from the socks. They gave me some socks. That was nice.
So you did get the giveaway eventually.
I got the next one. Yeah, I got it. The next one to give to, and I gave him to Miles. I gave him to Miles, our guy at Wings and Rings, because he was at the game with Barry Bag of Donuts. And that was awesome. Like I come down to the section, I'm like not expecting to see anybody. Two of our good friends are there. And the name escapes me, but he's a longtime supporter and his son that always come and sit out with us. And like they're high-fiving, and like I see Barry, and I'm like, fuck yeah, Barry's here. And then Webb shows up with his daughter who looks exactly like his wife. I was like, it's his wife, but it's not. It's his daughter. Like, I mean, they were very eerily, like, look almost exactly the same.
Did you screw up and say that? Did you say that to him?
No, I waited. And
I feel like he said it, don't you?
I mean, he's in the comments, so he basically just did. So
right, exactly.
I said it after he said it. He goes, no, he goes, hey, this is my daughter, and I was like, yeah. No, I don't, Jim. I'm sorry. I don't know his name. I should, but I don't. Like, it's not like we exchange pleasantries. Like, hey, my name's so and so. Fuck you. I forgot your name for a long time too, Jim. So don't get it twisted. So that was fun again. Like, day games are fun. Like, I like going to a day game. Sox were playing good. It was fun. They were hitting the ball. I enjoyed that, but I didn't get to see the intro because I was a little late. Now today, and here's my couple gripes. Today I go down. I get there early. I'm there early, which is the way I want to be, like a half hour early. That's plenty of time. Sitting down in the seats, and I was talking to somebody, works for the team, and they had said to me, let me know what you think of the intro. So I'm like, okay. So I'm watching the intro. You guys seen the intro?
I've not. I think I saw it opening day, but I don't remember it.
Dude, it's horrible. Like, and it's not like, it's one of these weird, when we were making new intros for the 108 podcast, and I was telling you, I was like, it just stops at a random part. Like, we need to change that. It needed to fade out or did something. And you're like, you're right? This is how the intro is. Like last year's was weird and ominous, and then it went into something, and they said, like, White Sox fans, get on your feet. And there's like music still going. This kind of just stops, and then they're like, all right, Sox fans, on your feet. And it's like, no, like I don't know. It wasn't hitting right. So I might have to write a blog about it. I taped it. I'm going to throw it up on our YouTube. I taped it with my cell phone digitally. And I'm going to put it on the YouTube, and everyone can check it out later. But I just
envision him like a Jack Horner film. He's got the big video camera.
Yeah, no,
ran out of film.
It's tough. And I was not very happy with that. Second thing I wasn't very happy with, Miller Lite Landing. I was expecting a little bit more. I was like, you guys just won a great thing. Like, it's basically like you switched out the sticker. You took a new sticker and put it on top. You're like, this is a new one now.
It's almost like they put scaffolding over the train. Like, be like, guys, not a train anymore.
Like, do something different, right? Like, put up something, like, get a big Miller Lite can, fucking throw it right there. Like, do something.
Do they have a Duffman type mascot they could put up there?
If they don't, they should, right? And like maybe Leo Lofa will volunteer. Look at him; he could be a big Duffman type thing. But it like, what was sad to me, and I know that Goose put time and effort into that and made it nice. It was sad because it had just been like so cheaply fucking replaced. Like, you're just like, oh, now I miss it. Like, I really miss it again because, it was nice. It had the Goose lettering on the top, and now it's just like some core of, like cardboard with like Miller Lite Landing up there. And you're like, oh, okay, great. It's like, as excited as I am about their beers is like how they did the landing. So I'm not trying to shit all over it. Maybe they'll make it better. Maybe they got some plans going. But like for right now, it was just like, oh, come on, let's make it.
Yeah, it's that is fucking weeknights too.
Like, dress it up.
There's no line. There's no line there at all. Like,
yeah.
there's no one trying to get a beer there.
No,
I mean, today there was no lines anywhere. I mean, like,
Right.
no, for a schedule,
rough.
like there was less people there today than there was yesterday. And yesterday was totally unscheduled and people just showed up. This one was scheduled and like, no, there wasn't that many.
No,
there was a point today where I was like, is this snow? Is this snow right now? I don't know.
The check-in thing was fun. Like it's different now. It's out by the scoreboard in the middle in center field. So like you don't have to go up to the Vizzy Lounge, to like go check in, which I always found odd. Like it's like a kid prize, and you're going up to a bar, to pick up the prize. It's very Wisconsin. Feels very Wisconsin. Like you got to go to the bar to go get your kids' toys. Or a kid's hat or something, but yeah, it's nice being out there. It'll be interesting this summer when there's long ass lines blocking people to try to get somewhere so they can get their fucking tchotchkes. And I will be right there in line blocking people too. But no, it was good to be back. I'm happy to be back. Looking forward to this weekend because I feel like tomorrow is like the set off day. Like this is the jump into the deep water. Might be a little cold. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, you haven't had a real night yet. You had the weeknights and the day game, the 2 day games and a weeknight. You haven't had the weeknight where there's no school tomorrow. That's the game you need to break yourself in right here. And you're probably gonna be drunk off your ass, and I cannot wait for it. I hope so.
Yeah,
First
I got
light sky on me, buddy. First light sky on me.
Yeah, no. So I appreciate it. You guys are very welcoming. Love everybody, even Wally and Mr. Han and Luke. Luke offered to buy me a beer, and I told him no because people kept buying me beers. Dave Farley bought me a beer. Thanks, Dave. Bought me a 312, which was good. Oh God, that was good. Like it was good compared to the light sky. I'll say that. So, I had a good
assume
time.
it was.
How much fun was it having me back for you guys though? That's what we really want.
It was great. It was great. There's there's only so much shit I could talk to Beefloaf. So having you back lets me spread it around the field. I'm like, you know what? It's Beef. It's like like when you're a point guard on a basketball team and you only got one good player to throw to.
Yeah.
Right. And I just was throwing everything.
Those are our men's leagues team.
Yeah, exactly. I was throwing everything at you. I needed some more beef down there to throw to talk a little shit to maybe. So
right, absolutely.
So fellas, the Royals just came through. This is the series we're talking about. My Sox Summers Welcome Back series. Mm-hmm. We did get one win out of it, which is pretty nice compared to what we've been doing, which is 0 wins per series. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But this Royals team is bad. Like they're bad, just like the Twins were bad. Where you're just like, how did we lose to this team? Like I don't quite get it. I don't get why so many of the players are not hitting. I mean, you can watch it and say this is what he's doing wrong, right? He's hitting the ball directly into the ground. I think everyone is seeing these things, right? But I just don't get why this is happening all of a sudden. So like, what did you guys think of the series? What was there any takeaways that you were like, this was fantastic or this was bad? MSS, you got something to say? Oh, okay. Beef.
No, I was saying
MSS has got nothing to say.
You? No, I got.
He's barely talked this podcast, so he's going to give me a shot to jump in for a little bit. So I appreciate that. Tracy, you know what? It was appalling on Tuesday night, really, because the White Sox were lined up, right? They had a young left-handed pitcher. They demolished left-handed pitchers. This is our chance to get well, and they didn't do a goddamn thing. They didn't score a single run. Daniel Lynch, 2018 first rounder or supplemental round, whatever it was, he clobbered this lineup in such a sensual way where he got 6 innings, 7 Ks out of this group. This group K'd 7 times versus a mediocre left-handed pitcher, only 2 hits, 2 walks. It was really odd to see them look that bad. I got a theory, though. I was thinking about this a little more. Like, how could they be so bad against? And I understand. You got Eloy out and you got Luis Robert out, but fuck all that. They should still pound the shit out of lefty. I looked at a picture of Daniel Lynch. Daniel Lynch has the biggest fucking ears you have ever seen on a human being. And I want one of the stat guys, Alex Rude, Jordan Lazowski, run the data on the big-eared pitchers. I bet you the White Sox are very bad against big-eared guys because this guy, something about the deception of his huge ears.
You would think then that Severino would be better than he is because Severino is like 80% ear.
But maybe it's only against the Sox. Only the Sox are tough
Sox.
with the ear. I'm worried about the ear. Something to do with the ballpark and the ear, because Daniel Lynch shouldn't be that good against us. Yeah, he's having
There's
a decent
some
year,
kind of
but
there's some kind of Dumbo effect.
there's like this
the Sox have a problem
deception
with.
or something. Yeah. Maybe it's something in the background. Maybe something in, like, how there's certain things in each stadium's background. Maybe the ears just hide the ball just enough, and it becomes a problem for him. I don't know. But otherwise, it's inexplicable. Like, how the fuck they pound the shit out of left-handed pitchers. In 2020, whatever, they went 17-0 or whatever it was against lefties, and then this guy comes in there and just takes a big shit all over them, and they didn't do anything. Like, other than that ball that Berger hit, I can't remember a ball that was even hit hard.
No, obviously, we're just talking about the first game, I would assume, because the next game there were some hard hit balls. But no one did anything in that game. And much like today, like there was just an absence of hitting. Like even when you had you start an inning with someone with a double, and you're just like, I don't see it. I don't see this guy scoring.
He's not coming in.
Because you've got guys that don't strike out, striking out even. Right? Like, so it's just weird stuff like that. Like, I mean, like seeing Josh Harrison just way behind on pitches is just like, that's not what he's supposed to be. And if that's what he is,
we're fucked.
He doesn't need to be on the team anymore. So I think there's a lot of that's a good call. Ross Perot would strike out, yes.
Effect, baby.
And there's a lot of that right now.
Do I get to talk here?
AJ Pollock's another one, Beef, who's like you would expect him to be hitting a lot better, and maybe he's still injured. I don't know.
I mean, what the hell is he doing out there? Yeah,
it's bad.
It does look bad. And you know what? On Tuesday night and even on Wednesday, the defense has not been stellar. But I don't feel that bad about, like, the Tuesday night things. Yeah, Abreu did drop a ball that was thrown over there. It wasn't a great throw from Tim. It's 35 degrees out. Shit like that's going to occasionally happen. Jake Berger, he didn't barehand a ball that he could have. Okay, that shit happens. We're a little bit handicapped on defense to begin with. I'm less worried about that. I'm more worried about the fact that no one's driving the ball. No one's walking. Like, at least on Wednesday, they did come out and start hitting the ball a little bit. And I'm going to be honest with you, Treasy, I'm starting to feel some Jake Berger love. Because at least when he does make contact, he hits the shit out of the ball. And that's what, we don't have anyone else. Him and Vaughn are the guys that are doing that in this lineup, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Berger's still having a lot of growing pains. And not growing pains like Luis Robert. Like, he's got, like, just growing. Like, he's having trouble adjusting to some of the stuff in the big leagues. But I agree, there's a lot more promise there. I was actually talking to Jordan today when we were sitting in the seats, and like talking about, like, when we'll talk about this a little bit more in a bit, but when you're talking about the roster, slimming down, you kind of don't want to see Berger go. You want to see him. You want to see him some more. Yeah. So, hey, bring steroids back. Yes. I mean, like, but just for the Sox.
St. Louis Sox is all over it. He also wants Abreu to have some eugenics. I agree with that too. Let's do it, man.
It's refreshing. I think you hit the nail on the head with Berger and Vaughn. Like, to see some guys that are actually succeeding because they're trying and they're doing different stuff. Like, they're not doing the same old thing, right? It's not the lazy fly out to center. It's not the short, little snort to left. It's like they're actually going up there and trying to get better. And you can see that. Like, to me, I could see that. Like, that was the one thing that I had definitely put into there was Andrew Vaughn's bat. Like, his second game that I saw, which was been Wednesday, was great. Like, that hit was great. And it seemed to get the team motivated. And so that's when they came out today and were flat as fuck. It was like, what the fuck's happening here? Like, I mean, I feel like Kopech in the beginning of the game set the tone, and it kind of ricocheted through, right? Like, him throwing all that many pitches, I think, got people really down because you're like, you got a little bummed out. But like, they still never
But he actually turned that around pretty quickly.
He did.
Like, the next inning, he threw like 5 pitches. Like, it was.
Yeah, it's true.
And yeah, you're right. Like, there was never any spark of life for the hitting.
And I think our best friend of the show, the last time he was up in the comments, Rick Giolito, who you name dropped, told us Kopech will be good, but he's going to have his rookie pains. And so we're seeing it. And it was the other game, Treasy, when he was going 3-2 on everybody. And it's like he's going to have to work through these things. Yeah, so, he's going to have to work through these things. Rick Giolito also popped up on Wednesday while you guys were at the game, and I was not at the game, and he wanted to know if I was there watching Cease dominate because he wants to give me shit every time. But I love it, actually.
He's great.
He's sticking with it, and Cease looks like the ace of the staff.
You look good.
Cease looks like a top 10 pitcher in baseball right now. And he's gotten to that point, and now I'm not even nervous about it, guys. Like in the opening game that he pitched of the year, I'm on the beach. I'm watching the little game cast. I'm like, oh shit, Cease got himself in trouble. He got some walks or whatever. Fucking pitched out of it. Now I'm comfortable that he's going to pitch out of it almost every time. Now I feel like if he gets in some shit, I feel like he knows how to handle it. And that's what becoming an ace of a staff is. And he's been terrific this year.
Yeah, I mean, if we're looking at bright spots, not the ones on your hindquarters, Beef, but bright spots in general.
Jan spots.
Jan spots.
Andrew Vaughn looks good.
Yeah,
I'm liking that. I think Dylan Cease is looking good. Tanner Banks is looking good.
Oh, my guy.
Kopech's looking okay.
I give Tanner Banks this shirt, no problems, baby.
Oh,
He and I are wearing these shirts, okay? That's what he needs. Jacket. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. Buttons are his problem. He can't do buttons. All right, the guy does not do buttons. He does do good left-handed pitching, though. He is the Super Bull pen, Treasy. Tanner Banks is the Super Bull pen.
He can button as poorly as he wants if he keeps pitching the way that he's pitching. And watching him,
right.
It was funny today. I'm watching one of my buddies that I've worked with for almost a decade, and he's leaving the company. And so we're out at the ball game together today, and he played baseball at higher levels, not like me, not like Pony League, he was a pitcher, and he said he's enjoying the hell out of Tanner Banks, but he goes, he looks like when they have a guy in a movie who doesn't know how to pitch and he's throwing. He's like his move, the way he throws just looks so awkward. He's like, it's like Gary Busey in Little Big League.
That's terrible. Adam Panayotovich told us that Tanner Banks is a dog, baby. He's always worked hard, always hustled, and he was so happy to see him actually finally get to the majors and pitch well at every level. It's like, give the guy a shot, You know what
I was saying, though? The fact that he's doing so well, obviously I'm enjoying that. But it also makes you wonder about the Sox staff overlooking this guy and giving us so many shitty relievers over the past decade. This guy's been in the minors since I was 15 years old. And and we've seen so much trash in the past, even just say the past 5 years. And it's you didn't know about this guy in your system. I have trouble believing that at year 8, he was got it. I figured it out now.
Incredible.
That is, and we've had that discussion too, right? The Sox will rush forward anybody, put somebody there before they're ready. So if they're not putting you there, they have absolutely no idea what you're doing or have no idea, have no faith in you whatsoever. If you're breathing and you're a pitcher, they're usually going to throw you up there just to see what happens. So that's kind of shocking.
I just imagine Chris Getz going, hey, we should sign a guy like that pitcher over there. It looks pretty good. And they're like, he's on your team. He's been here. He's been here for years.
He's been part of your organization. He's the director of development. That's no clue who the guy is.
Don't you remember the guy that brought you coffee every morning and got your orange juice? Come on.
He pitches too. Bad at buttoning a shirt, but he's a good pitcher. That was one of two bright spots today, in my opinion. Tanner Banks and the rejuvenation. He's back, baby. The legend with a home run. My guy, Larry Legend, smacks a home run. I just gotten done with a call, and I have the game cast up, and it's in the background, so I pull it up, and it's I see Lurie's up, and it's the in-play runs thing. I'm like, oh, Lurie drove in a run. And I'm looking, ain't nobody on base. Yes, my man's hit a home run. I was so happy for the guy. I'm so happy because this poor bastard, he's been terrible this year. Yeah. Just awful, in every aspect of the game. Yep. Everyone piling on this poor fuck. I was like, thank God the guy caught a break, finally.
It's reminiscent of the Daniel Polka 2 home runs in one game at the end of the year.
Yes.
This is a rebirth. You're like, fuck all you haters. I knew he could do it. And Larry, like, listen, folks, he's not going anywhere. Okay, he's healthy.
He's here.
And he stays healthy, so he'll be here. So settle in, strap in, because it's gonna get wild and it's gonna be fun.
So imagine a scenario.
Is that the comment you want up there, Treasy?
No.
He's been on the minors since Kareem made his debut on the Bucks. Which Treasy watched
When I was a teenager watching it. Beef, imagine you're Lurie.
Yeah.
You go 1 for 3 today with a home run.
Yep.
And your OPS only goes up to like 350. Like,
I saw it.
that tells you how good it's going.
I saw that. I was like, wow, that's. I'll be honest, it's not that much lower than a bunch of other guys.
No, I mean, like, that's the thing. He's taking a lot of shit. He shouldn't be. There's that's the comment right there.
Yeah.
That that's my 3-hitter.
But that's really a Tony comment.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
Tony
really
is
Tony
putting all this on Lurie. Because Tony's going, you bat second, you bat third. And he doesn't deserve to be there. But really, like, no one does. Like,
right?
Gotta bat somebody.
it should go Tim Anderson, Andrew Vaughn. Who gives a fuck? Like, that's how they're all hitting right now.
There he is.
Oh my God, Tony La Russa looks so drunk in that baseball card. Why can't he take a nice picture like this? That's a good picture. Actually, that's what Andrew
put that
Vaughn,
picture back up there, please. Put the picture of Stoney back up there.
Andrew Vaughn should aspire to look like this.
Tell me that doesn't smell like Spanish fly. That smells like Spanish fly right there.
Yeah, like a pina colada, Spanish fly, and like some, like.
You know what I think of immediately? Do you remember when you were like, we were probably like in grade school or so, and like every like adult bathroom that you went into, like where it was like there was a bottle of Brute cologne. Like I don't know what package came to like every man in the south side of Chicago, but like everyone had Brute cologne for some reason. And that I could smell the Brute cologne on him.
Just pouring
in
off.
that. Yeah. Bathed in it. Absolutely bathed in it.
I'm going to say from my guy Steve Stone's wearing a high karate. Like, I don't think he's going Brute. I think he's got a good 70s high karate. What's the other there was a panther, like a sex panther or some
Dude,
shit.
I thought the 70s was like patchouli oil and shit. I thought
patchouli's big. Patchouli's big.
Yeah, that was big in the 70s, right? No?
I know my old man had a thing of high karate that was in the
I would assume your pops was just drowned in patchouli. Like, that's now. Okay, he is now. Okay. He's graduated to it.
Yeah, my mom made a comment one time. I like that smell on you, so now he just like bathes in it. And like
I like his. When they leave our house, cut of his jib.
They leave our house like the pillows smell like patchouli oil for like 2 years. It's just like he just has.
You can't wash it out of there. You wash it, it doesn't matter. It stays in there.
Yeah, no, it just smells like patchouli. People are like, "Are the dead playing in your guest bedroom?" Like, no, my dad's still into patchouli. Don't worry about it.
Just pot and patchouli. What a good combo.
100%.
So look, we talked about the bright spots, which there are almost none.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
What I want to talk about now, and this is a free form here. We can go around as many times as you guys want to go around.
Let's do it.
But which player, coach, or executive needs a kick in the ass to get them going, to start this shit up, to like actually see something positive? Who needs a kick in the ass the most? Beef, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, start him, because I got to check a couple things.
I love it, because the reason why I brought this up as a comment is we're the Everybody Love Everybody podcast. We get along with everyone, and there are people that hate each other, but we get along with all these motherfuckers. But you know what? Sometimes it's not just do as you do. Sometimes you need a fucking foot in your ass to get your shit going. And my number one guy out of this group that needs this shit is a guy that the White Sox traded for, and that's AJ Pollock. Look, I know in LA the team was flush.
Don't kick him too hard in the ass. He'll pull something.
You just chill out. Got no pressure on you or whatever. This team right here is in constant flux. We need contributions, and we need them right fucking now. I know you need a nurse, a personal assistant, and an ER doctor following you around for your various maladies, but you look like total shit at the plate. And even your sacrifice fly today, which I didn't actually see, but I did see on Twitter, everyone say Andrew Benintendi has no arm, meaning it was a little pop-up that somehow turned into a sacrifice fly.
Okay, so let me give you the replay of it. I'll describe it to you.
Josh's comment is the best.
See, Pollock is up.
Just pulled.
Harrison's at third. Fly ball that goes absolutely nowhere. Like, Benintendi is rushing in to get it. And you're like, McEwing is definitely going to tell him to go. Like, you know that this is happening. It's going down, and they need the run. And Harrison just takes off, and Benintendi just throws the ball right into the fucking ground.
Like, Josh Naylor's it? Does he Josh Naylor it, Trees?
I mean, it was a Tim Tebow pass when he was playing for like the Eagles. Like, just like you shouldn't do that. Like, you should have held it. You should have held it instead of that. It was just awful. And like it was one of those things where I like looked up to see where the ball went, to see like, okay, is it coming in? And it was just like, I don't know what just happened. I lost track of the ball because he didn't do anything that you were supposed to do with a baseball.
We'll take that run. But no, AJ Pollock came here. It was much fanfare. Oh, we did it. We got rid of Kimbrel. I'm
ready to take my apology back.
Let me tell you something. Craig Kimbrel, he's 4 appearances, 3 saves. He's got a good ERA. Things seem to be going okay for him. And he's putting up better results than our high-paid closer right now. And AJ Pollock is here not doing shit. And I know he got hurt a little bit, and that's part of the AJ Pollock experience. But I need something out of AJ Pollock. And look, people are giving me shit in the comments. Fuck that. The high-paid guys are going to get their ass kicked by me first. I don't bully the end of the bench guys like the rest of you. I'm going to bully the guys who deserve it. If I get another turn here, I'm going to bully another guy who makes a lot of money who ain't doing shit. Turn.
Yeah.
My sock summer. Go ahead, man.
All right, my first one. We'll just say first one because I had another guy and I took him off. But I'm going to go with a guy, and Loaf just alluded to him, our high-priced closer guy. And he's kind of sucked. He sucked for like a while. He sucked at end of last year, and then he sucked now going into this year. Dude, we paid you a lot of money. You're supposed to come. We got rid of the other guy because we thought you were the guy. You need to be the guy. Like this shucks bullshit. Got away from me. No. That can't be happening. And it brings to my mind. So I want to kick him in the ass and get him moving. I think he'll potentially will be fine. I don't know. But we were talking about it today. The Sox have continually signed closing type people, to put onto the team. Was this like their subliminal way of telling us the Aussie is done for? Like, he's cooked. We don't trust him as much as we used to. So now we need to bring in some other people. I don't know.
You're right. They traded for Kimbrel last year, right? Yep. Who was a closer. Their biggest signing this offseason in the bullpen was Kendall Graveman, who was closing last year. Now, obviously, he wasn't closing at the end of the year because he went to Houston, but he was closing in Seattle. So, like, they have gone after guys who are actual closers to be on this roster with the closer that they paid a ton of money to.
Yeah, the closer of the future. Mr. fucking Liam Hendricks. I mean, I like Liam, and I like his energy, and I like what he brings, but I don't like it as much if we don't win. Like, if we don't win and doesn't do what he's supposed to do, it's all for naught. Like, I don't really – it's not fun. Chorizo, who's the first guy you want to kick in the ass?
Yeah, I'm staying in the bullpen, buddy. And, again, I'm alluding to when we're going to go to the 26-man roster crunch. But this guy has an option. Send Aaron Bummer to the minors for a few days.
Wow.
You see his ERA?
Wow.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
He's got to figure out his command, right?
Yeah, he does.
We can let him figure it out the way he did today in real time in games that matter. Or you could send him to Charlotte. Say, figure it out down there. Joe Kelly's coming back. You're switching with him. You go.
Teresa, I love it. And you know what's funny is, like, I wrote the blog about Liam Hendricks, so I agree with my Sox summer too. I'm extremely worried about Liam Hendricks. I'm worried about the wear and tear. I'm worried about the fact that he can't throw a breaking ball right now and can't get a breaking ball over the plate, and all his 4-seamers are right down the pipe, and people are smashing the shit out of him. Mm-hmm. And the biggest concern, and someone tweeted at me and said, it's not a big deal because we have other guys who could take this spot. You know, Graveman's look good. He's a potential closer. That may be true, but here's the problem, okay?
There's so many innings, though, to take.
I was going to say, well, there's that, but there's also transaction costs here, right? Tony is going to be slow to get off of these guys. Like right now, what you're saying totally makes sense to me, Treasy. Even if you don't send Aaron Bummer down, you put Aaron Bummer in fucking low leverage and let him figure this shit out and let some of the other guys take the high leverage innings, right? But I think Tony would be too slow.
Taking some more of these.
You know, I think Tony would be way too slow to get out of. Look, this team doesn't have margin for error. And with all these losses built up early, you really don't have that margin for error. You got to make these moves fast. And so the problem is I don't trust Tony to get out of his way here and just say, all right, we know we need to do this. You know, we know we need to get Aaron Bummer the fuck out of those spots. Even today, like letting him pitch in the 10th inning is like, you know, it's risky. You know, it's a risky play. Like even if you really trust him, it's a risky play. And the way he's pitched lately, more risky. So, I mean, I love that you guys call the bullpen guys, the two superheroes in the super bullpen need to get their shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beef.
I agree.
Let's do it again.
You get another run here.
Another high price guy who's got to get his shit together. And you know what? He was terrific last year. He had an injury. He did have a slow start last year too, but you know what? We can't afford another fucking slow start like this. Is Yasmani Grandal. Okay.
Yes.
I was worried about Yasmani Grandal coming into the year, not for anything in particular other than he's an aging catcher. And his year last year was so good in the truncated amount of at-bats, I thought there's going to be some regression. But I did not expect the man to be hitting 173, 241 on-base percentage, 269 slug. He's not walking like he normally walks. He's down at sort of a career-low walk percentage for full season. And the White Sox can't afford that. They cannot afford him to be that low of a walker because this team's not walking at all right now. He's got to be, him and Yoel Moncada got to be the guys that put those walks in there and make sure that we kind of flush out this offense because it's too irregular if he's making a lot of outs like he's making right now. He just hasn't looked like himself. He's not driving the ball. He's hit only one home run. I mean, he hit one hard double, if I can remember, in Minnesota. He hit one that was off the wall. But otherwise, he's looked terrible at the plate. And thank goodness that we got a defensive-minded backup catcher because this could be a lot worse. This could be a lot worse with the Yasmani Grandal thing. So I need Yasmani. He's getting paid a ton of fucking money. You got to, at least when you're DHing, at least at the plate, you got to start coming through.
Loaf, when I looked at numbers, and you know how great I am at numbers, I'm probably the number one number guy in the 108. But I was looking at numbers, and I'm like, listen, the guy's not even doing what he did last year. Like, he was hurt, and he was still contributing. Like, he found a way to contribute, and like because he was doing the little things. He was taking the walks. He was putting together good at bats. He was like getting 9-12 pitch at bats. Like he was doing what he could do.
Right, you're right, my Sox number. When he wasn't doing well in the beginning of the year, he was still doing all that stuff. Right, It still looked like it's going to come through. He looks like shit right now.
He does, and maybe it's because he's not hurt. Maybe we need to kneecap this motherfucker. You'll give him that.
It's like don't kick him in the ass. Nancy Kerrigan in the knee.
Get Jeff Galooly out here.
I think NWO would do a good Jeff Galooly. Like he has like the blazer already. Like,
I mean, he looks like that, but he'll get his ass kicked.
He could wear an ill-fitted like turtleneck or something. Like
I think he's more the guy with Galooly. What's that guy's name?
Galooly was the little guy. Okay, yeah.
Galooly
was the big guy.
Pretty big guy.
No.
I'm gonna watch that after the show.
All right,
you should.
Just remind myself. I don't remember.
Maybe I'll just splice that in at the end of the show.
It sounds good.
The
original Pog, in my opinion.
He was not one of the guys that I thought I needed to worry about, like to start off the season, especially if he's relatively healthy. Like he isn't somebody that you go, okay, no. It's like this guy's silent, kind of what he does. I mean, he looked so ugly last year, but was doing so many good things. Right? Like people hated that he was walking, but like he was so fucking effective. And it's
also especially important because he's one of the few left-handed power bats in this lineup. And so when the Sox go asleep against a normal right-handed pitcher, which tends to happen, he's got to be the guy who comes through. He's got to be the guy that hits. You know, you got to depend on your lefty. And with Eloy out, Eloy was a guy who would hit right-handed pitching too. Would hit right-handed pitching too. With a tough righty out there, you're gonna need Yasmani Grandal to come through, and when Moncada comes back, you need him. And we've needed Gavin Sheets. Like they've just struggled against right-handed pitching, and the main reason is Grandal stunk.
Yeah. My sock summer. Who are you kicking in the ass?
I hate to do this because I know he's going to come around and he's going to be good at some point, but I have to call him out.
Well, you need to kick him in the ass.
Jose Abreu, not doing what he's supposed to be doing out there.
I feel that.
We can't play this. Oh, he'll be fine once it warms up. We can't do this every year. He's fine. He should be able to hit. He should be able to get out there and do his thing. I need him to be a leader and come out and hit the fuck out of this goddamn ball. Like, I just need it. I need these bullshit throwaway homers when we're getting beat, in the sixth. I need something from him. I need him to get going because I think if he goes, much like Tim Anderson, if Tim Anderson goes, Jose Abreu goes, this team's going to start, like, kind of getting into it, right? Like, or he's leaving the spot open for somebody else to come and take over. But I need him now to get moving. Jose Abreu is my second kick in the ass.
Some of the decisions in the field have been horrible, and it's like and then like some of the things he's just like that he's always been good at, he's not doing well, right? Like you think about like the step on first and throw to second. When you see that starting to fall apart on him, you're like,
"Yep,
what's going on? What's going on here?" It's not. Trust me, I'm not saying like he's on the decline, he's out of here. I'm just saying like it doesn't seem like mentally he's in the games as much as he used to be. Like he used to be so laser focused, and he'd always the athleticism has never been there in the field, but he would always make the right decision.
And
he was always doing the smart things in the field. He was like the only guy in the field sometimes doing smart things.
But you're right, Treasy, in Minnesota, him throwing the ball home on that play, that's a play he eats that ball. He doesn't throw that ball.
Yes.
And even just watching him, like when he dropped that ball, and I said, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's cold." But I turned to you guys and said, "That's what Jose Abreu does in 2014, not now after he's already fixed his defense. You expect him to make those plays." And you know what, my sock summer, someone will come back and say, "Well, Abreu's hitting the ball hard. He's hitting the ball hard, so they're going to start falling in." And I thought about this on my walk home from work today because I was thinking Jose Abreu as well for this segment. You know what? I don't want to hear that. When you're the superstar of the team, you get the results, all right? I don't want to hear you took 20 good shots today. Those fucking shots better start going in. You can't keep missing. Like, we need the results. I don't care how you get these results. Get these fucking results. I don't want to hear bad ball luck. Make that ball fall in or hit that ball over the fence.
Yes, and the quote our good friend, Mr. Aloha, Mr. Hand, you make your own luck, right? You got to make your own luck. But no, that's the thing. And you're also looking at other teams that are supposed to be shitty, KC, Minnesota, and fucking the Indians, the Guardians. How are they making their own luck? Like, are they just extraordinarily lucky, and we're unlucky? No, they're fucking. It's a trying thing. Like I don't know. It's just like it's not like we're cursed and they're not. We're in the same field. It's just there's a different focus for some reason. It just looked weird. It just looks weird. It looks off. Teresa, who else do you want to?
I like that someone in the comments is asking for juicy balls. It sounds
good. It's Senor Socks, of course.
Okay.
He loves juicy balls.
A lot of ball talk.
He loves the McRib too. He
who doesn't?
McRib brothers,
So all right, I'm gonna say this one, and I'm not saying this lightly. I'm not pandering or anything here. Like this, because I wouldn't say stuff like this, and you guys know that I don't usually prescribe to things like this, but I think you got to kick the whole org in the ass a little bit, and you got to fire Tony. That would kick everybody in the ass. That would wake people up and say, what you're doing, that ain't gonna happen here. It's if you're gonna keep going down this path, then we're gonna fire sale this team because it just can't happen. We've put all the eggs are in this basket. We've mortgaged the future. We've done everything we can to make this the team. And if this guy's not going to be able to lead the team, then he's just got to go. And I say it, and here's why I say it. Because I don't see much upside in keeping him. Like last year, we saw mistakes at the beginning of the season where he was misusing the bullpen because he's trying to figure out who does he actually have, who's good in his bullpen, who's not. Yep. He's the couple rules that are new he messed up on, right? Like the runner at second thing when he left Hendrickson there for some reason. Like there was all those things at the beginning of the season. Yes. And you're like, look, Guy's been out of the game. I absolutely gave him the benefit of the doubt. Let's see how it improves. It improved steadily over the year.
Yep.
But we're back. We're back at the beginning.
Right.
We're seeing the same types of mistakes.
Right.
And it's like you can't have it. Like this, he should be growing on what he learned last year in being sharper and having all the new rules that are coming in his mind and being
and having an understanding
tactical.
of the roster.
He's the tactician, right?
Yeah.
He's supposed to be this master tactician. It's not there. It's not happening. And so, I mean, why not? Why not? Like, if there's anything that would, like, you've seen teams go like 180 is like, especially you see it more in like football, right? But like, they're like, get rid of this head coach because it's not going the right way. Get his ass out of here. And then, you know, the assistant comes in and
that's Cairo.
It's not always great, but like, I mean, who is it? Miguel Cairo? Would probably right. take over as the manager.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be being groomed to be a manager, right?
Yeah.
So
maybe
give him a shot.
You know what, Treasy, you know what it reminds me of a little bit? I've been thinking about the Tony thing a little bit, and I was with you last year. We gave him the benefit of the doubt. It got better during the year. The decision making was more solid as the year went on. Like there was some questionable stuff up front, and then it evened out. What it looks like to me, and being a guy who plays poker, doesn't play as much as I used to, but used to play a lot of poker. There's something called fancy play syndrome. What fancy play syndrome is like, in general, most plays in poker are really straightforward, right? You'll see like some elaborate bluff on TV, and that's the rarity. That's the one time the person does that in 12 hours sitting there playing poker. Most shit is really straightforward, and you just do the most obvious thing, right? You just hit Andrew Vaughn second because Andrew Vaughn is probably your best hitter right now on this team, you know, and you just stack the lineup up at the top because that's the most obvious thing to do. And you don't do anything wild and crazy, nothing esoteric because it's not really needed. And the same thing with the bullpen. It feels like Tony tried some stuff. He was trying some esoteric things, especially with putting Lurie up higher in the lineup and kind of some of those goofy things there. And even in the bullpen, kind of stretch a little bit with some guys here and there. I think what he's doing is sort of a version of fancy play syndrome. I don't think he's any dumber. I just think he's making mistakes in a way where it's like, I think I'm smarter than everybody. And he needs to dumb it. He needs to say, you know what? I'm just going to do the most fucking obvious thing here. I'm not going to try to show how smart I am. I'm just going to do the most fucking obvious thing that you would always do and do that and not worry about these other things that I think I got this angle here. Just do the obvious thing for now. Let this smooth out. You figure that shit out later. And it feels like fancy play syndrome. As a poker player, that's what it feels like.
But at the same time, Beef, I don't think that I've ever gotten a different impression of him that he does think he's smarter than everybody else. Right? Like, so what gives me confidence that he's going to go, stop. This isn't working, I'm going to stop, as opposed to him going, I was right, just didn't work out.
It's tough, yeah.
That's a hard call, right? Like
Yes.
you don't really know, and I think that's what makes the sport great, but also so frustrating and confusing, right? Because you can't just say, "Oh, well, if you do this, this will happen," because it doesn't work like that. There could be a pebble down there, you know that Giovanni Soto didn't smooth out, and the ball just bounces funny. We don't know. Like
there's a lot of variance in all these decisions. I agree with you, my sex.
Yeah.
Like it is tough to know. Like, but there are some things that look pretty basic that seem to be getting screwed up. And I understand that and I've heard Kevin Goldstein back when he was out in these Twitter streets and he was doing podcasts and stuff. And he said, a lot of times you'll see a manager go for a reliever and people on Twitter will be like, oh, why the fuck did he use that guy? I should use this guy. And it's like, usually what is happening is that guy's either not available and they don't want to tell the other team, they don't want to make that public, or there is some, like, you really don't want to use them if you don't have to kind of situation there. And so you want to kind of hide that. And he's like, so some of the bullpen decisions that you're like, this is stupid. And he goes, I would say the same thing. And then I'd find out later, oh, that's why they couldn't use the player. So I'm sympathetic to some of that stuff, but some of the lineup building has just been outrageous. And some of the random usage of players is just like, it's almost like it's too fancy. You're trying too hard here. Just do the obvious shit.
Beef, was there anybody in Sox fandom today that wasn't watching that end of the game and going, why is Aaron Bummer here? And why is Matt Foster the one warming up? And I don't care about availability. So many guys would have to be unavailable for this to be the decision.
Right.
And he seems to be in every third game of a series, he throws it away. It doesn't matter what it is, he just throws it away. He's like, it doesn't matter. Like if we've won the 2 or we've lost the 2, he throws away that third game because he just doesn't give a fuck. That is concerning. It's weird. It's like we're not trying to sneak one out. It's just like, let me just throw all my junk in there and see what happens. We'll be ready for the next one. And I don't know if that's a great fucking idea, especially when you're not doing so hot.
I mean, honestly, MSS, like if you said that to me a week ago, I probably would have rolled my eyes and been like, yeah, whatever. I can't disagree right now. I don't know what the fuck this guy's thinking at all. I'm puzzled by so much. Oh, look, there's some good stuff coming up in the
sex spots. Woohoo! Sex spots.
Wow.
Where's Gabe?
There we go.
We're getting spammed. Good luck, everyone. Hit that if you need to.
Luke, don't
Everyone's
spend
in.
your whole tax return on webcam awards, okay? Don't do
Luke,
that.
you worry about driver's ed, not webcams.
Yeah.
Right, buddy?
Don't
Take it
do
easy.
that. We'll get you. You can go to Vegas.
We have 36 people watching right now. 34 of them are webcam webcam girls.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it.
They're ready. They're ready.
They are ready. They are ready.
Senor Sox is right. This is MSS written all over it. Those are all MSS accounts right there.
This is a whole new revenue stream, Senor. Don't you even worry about it, you son of a bitch. How do you think I afford this great bourbon? Okay.
It's not my fault, Joey. Not my fault. I swear, I didn't do nothing.
And you know what? I think Joey's right because think about the picture that is the lead-in for tonight. It's the ass sunning.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Sun.
All right, Beef. Do you want to go another round of this?
I don't have another.
I'm good. I'm good. I think we killed him. You want to do one more, Tracy? You got one more? Do what? Do yours, and then we'll switch.
Put out there.
Yeah, do it.
Kill the whole
Dallas
organization.
Keuchel.
I don't know how. Oh, but
Dallas Keuchel. Yeah, no, here's the kick in the ass that he needs. He needs Kenny Williams to come down and come into the clubhouse and say, you're gonna go out for a press conference after your start, and you're gonna shut the fuck up. You're gonna say like 3 words. Here's the 3 sentences that you are allowed to utter, and if you don't, you're not pitching on this team ever again. And then look at Tony La Russa and go, you heard me, and then just walk out. Like he did with Ventura.
Teresi, I love this, and you know why? I don't use these terms very often, but Kenny Williams is an alpha male. He is a guy who other guys are physically scared of, even though he's like 60 years old. And I don't know if the White Sox have another guy in the dugout currently who's like the ass kicker who will get in Dallas's face. You know how my Sox summer always talks about like AJ had that role in the clubhouse. You might not like it, but you need one guy who will get in the guy's face and tell him to fuck off, right? I don't know if the Sox currently have that guy. It might have to be Kenny Williams.
Beef, who was the guy? And I'm gonna go off on a tangent for a moment because that just made me think of something and it's hilarious. Was it Jeff Cohn that was like an enforcer in one of the teams, like on the Mets or something?
David Cohn, you're talking about.
David Cohn.
Yeah, where he would fight guys.
And,
yes.
and they would like when they had a problem with a guy, they would just
have to
lock
fight
him in a room with David Cohn, and David Cohn would beat the shit out of him. Like, I don't know we need to go that far. But
dude, Tracy knows we had that guy on my high school basketball team.
Oh my god,
we had a guy, and it was like if that guy tells you to get in line or shut the fuck up, everyone did it. Everyone was backing the fuck down from this dude, and it was like he held order, and he was kind of a fucked up dude. But when it came to like all that shit, he kept it real, and he was like, all right, I'm going to keep all this shit in line. And sometimes you need one of those guys in the locker room who just keeps all the knuckleheads, from acting out. And you're right, Dallas Keuchel needs it because Dallas Keuchel can't get out of his own fucking way in every press conference, blaming everybody but himself. And I get it. They didn't pick up ground. You walked 5 motherfuckers. All right, stop walking the whole ballpark, and then we'll have some sympathy for you.
He threw way more balls than strikes.
Yes.
MSS,
it was 9 hard hit balls.
You You pointed it out on Tuesday. You were like, look at this fucking. He's got way more balls than strikes, and I was like, yeah, that's terrible. This is like one of the most awful pitching outings I've seen, and he's getting through it, and then like the errors came, and it was all over.
Yep.
Daniel, that's not what we're talking about, but I agree with you.
You know, maybe that's how you get. Maybe that's how you get Dallas in line. You're going for a car ride with Reese.
You're going with the general.
I feel like
you'll want to keep your mouth shut for this.
I feel like the expectations for Dally were so low that like it's not as bothersome. But like I wanted to be at least Jake Peavy serviceable. Give me 5 good innings and then then fall apart. Don't fall apart in the first.
None of us asked Dallas Keuchel to be an ace this year.
No.
We all asked Dallas Keuchel to be better than Jimmy Lambert. That's all we asked.
Simple task.
He's failed. He's failed. At this point, if they said we're going to shoot Dallas into the sun and Jimmy Lambert's going to pitch every 5th day, I'd say this is a major improvement.
Yes.
I'll miss his beard, but other than that, nothing else. I won't miss the baseball part of him.
And it's not lost on me that I tried to defend Dallas like a week ago because some of the things he said were true, but it's just
no. Let's stop there, Treasy. No, that's fine. People can change their fucking mind. You don't have to be married to a position that you took 10 years ago. Last year on this podcast, we were all like, we're not sure. We don't think Andrew Vaughn's going to produce that much. And we were right. And then coming into this year, we all thought Andrew Vaughn's going to hit the shit out of the ball, right? And we were right. You can change your fucking mind based on the perspective, based on the things you're seeing. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Everyone should feel that way. You had a position, you thought something, change your mind if you think it's different now.
Yeah. I definitely do. And I definitely did. And now we're going to listen to Beef talk about YouTube.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're watching us on a live stream right now and haven't subscribed, make sure you tickle the undercarriage of that subscribe button and get on board. If you've already subscribed and are watching the show, talking smack about MSS's internet and generally meat gazing at Treasy E and I, please smash that like button in the face. If you are listening on the podcast feed and have never enjoyed the eroticism that is the YouTube version of this show, come to youtube.com/FromThe108 and hit that subscribe button. Our previous goal was 1,000 subscribers. We're currently at 1,100 plus. That's going to allow us to make minimum wage for about 1 hour per month if we do a full podcast schedule. You just can't beat that. So get your friends, your family, your dog, everyone to subscribe and allow the 108 to fulfill the dream of becoming YouTube thousandaires. I love you.
MSS, question for you.
Yo.
You got 2 choices here. You got Beef's outfit currently or Beef's outfit in that video. Which one do you want to go out in public with?
Oh, this one.
Okay.
I knew it was this one, without a doubt. You could totally rock this, MSS.
Only if we're going to medieval times do I want him to wear that other. All right, I feel like we do that.
We should go to medieval times.
Who's the list?
Still exists?
I was like, that's my friend. That's my friend Loaf. And they'll be like,
out there jousting.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, we're gonna do a little more baseball talk. A little more baseball. We're gonna stay on the Sox. And now, so if you're not aware, so right now the current roster that the Sox have is 28 people, and that's the whole league. You can have 28 guys on the roster right now. That's only till May 1st. So Sunday, basically. So Sunday, you got to get the roster down to 26. Now, typically, this would be 13, a max of 13 pitchers. However, until I think May 29th, they're relaxing that. So you could go 14 pitchers, 12 hitters, something like that.
Yep.
So right now, the Sox are at 15 and 13. So 15 pitchers, 13 hitters. So 2 of these guys have to go by Sunday. And then likely you're going to have to start moving some guys when you get into the, Joe Kelly coming back, Yoan Moncada coming back.
Yep.
Possibly even Ryan Burr getting a spot. He may stay in the minors. We'll see. And then Johnny Cueto will eventually join this rotation, I believe. And at that point, again, you got to drop some. So there's a bunch of open spots. Now, what I want to talk about with you guys, though, is let's say they decide they want to keep 14 pitchers, just because the bullpen's been worked pretty hard since none of the pitchers are really going deep into the games. So you're going to keep 14, meaning you're probably going to send Severino down. Severino seems like the last guy on the roster right now.
Yep.
But, and this is where it gets tricky, if you want to send a position player down, it gets a little weird because you're going to have to dip into some of the guys that maybe you don't want to send down, because the most obvious guy to send down is Danny Mendick.
Right.
But Danny Mendick plays a bunch of different positions. So that puts you in a strange situation, right? And now, so with Harrison's health being questionable, it's tough to say something like, we're going to keep Jake Berger on the roster and then only have and then not have Mendick and only have really a hurt Harrison and Lurie Garcia that can play second base. Now, My Sock Summer's favorite video of the offseason shows that Jake Berger can play second base, but how risky are you willing to get? And so the question is like, who are you cutting from the position players if they decide to go down to 12?
Yeah, I mean, that's really tough. Tracy, I've been belly aching about this because watching how well Jake Berger's hitting, and he's not hitting great, but he's hitting better in respect to the rest of the roster, right? And he is a little feast or famine. I agree with you. There are games where you see him up there and it's like the man has no chance. And then there's games where you see him up there and he's hitting the daylights out of the ball with regularity. Now, if we rewound this before the season and we were talking about this, I would have said, oh, it's easy. It's Berger. Berger's going to be an up and down guy this year. Let's only bring him up here when he's playing every day or whatever. But we're at the margins right now, and especially before Moncada comes back. So Moncada is supposed to start rehab stint this weekend.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he's going to be back Monday when these changes be made. I assume he's probably going to play for a week at least in Charlotte, and you're going to see some time. I think the White Sox are at the point where you would use Jake Berger's bat off the bench. You would, even if he's not playing in the game, you may hit for him. You have him hit for somebody kind of later in the game and then make a switch, like especially with the second base guys. If you've got Lurie in the lineup and Harrison's on the bench, you may go ahead and hit for Lurie with Jake and then put Harrison in there on defense or vice versa. Like there are spots to use Jake Berger if he's not starting, if it becomes at that point in time. But I think you would trot him out there every day until Yoan Moncada's back. So I would send Danny Mendick. And the one thing that is a saving grace for doing that is, you have a certain amount of days that once you send someone down, you cannot bring them back unless there's an actual, like an IL situation, right? That's the only time you can bring them back. You do still have Romy Gonzalez on the 40-man. Now, he hasn't hit for shit in the minors this year. He's stunk. But you could bring him up as a guy who could play a bunch of spots and cover the back of the bench for a few days if you really needed to do that, if you were kind of waiting out the timing. So I would keep Berger up here on this roster for as long as possible and try to figure out what utility you can have out of him. And I would send Danny Mendick down. And Danny Mendick did okay. I mean, I don't think he's a very good player, but he was been serviceable for the time he's been up this year. I
don't hate Danny Mendick in any way, right? I mean, like it's astonishing how much he's played in the major leagues for, the type of player he is and how he was drafted. He was drafted like 22nd round or something. I love that he's made this much of a career out of this. But where I see the difference is when I think about having guys on the bench in the short amount of time or the small amount of time that they're going to play, you're going for as much upside as possible on these guys. And Berger just has so much more upside than Mendick. Yeah. Mendick's more, he could put him kind of anywhere, and that's fine. But if I want a bat late in the game, if I need a spot start at third base or first base, I 100% want Berger more than I want Danny Mendick in any of those spots.
And hear me out real quick. This is something that I was just thinking about. We could put Josh Harrison in left, or we put him in right. We could put him in the outfield, and we can put Berger over at second, right? And then you get or
let's not.
But But we can figure it out, right? But we could also, this alleviates another problem too. You get Andrew Vaughn out of left field, right? And you just let him DH, because his bat is seeming to be very much more important than anything he does defensively, right? Like, we don't need his defense particularly. So
yeah, I like where you're going there, My Sox Summer. I think there's a different way to do it.
That's what I think. Yeah,
I think there's a different way to get him out of the outfield. And it's all, I mean, it's really just taking DH at bats away from Yasmani Grandal. Because if you put a better defensive outfield out there, you put an Engel, Pollock, and Robert out there when Robert's healthy, there's no reason for Andrew Vaughn to be out there. You let him DH.
Yeah.
Right. Now that cuts into Gavin Sheets at bats. I'll be able to sleep fine at night knowing that
Tough
that
shit.
happened.
Yeah.
He hasn't shown anything, and I'm sorry, but you've gone along far enough now that you need to show it. Like, Berger's at least making something, like
he's doing something. Yes, he's producing.
Excited, right?
Yeah, yes.
Other than whipping the balls, who God knows where, he has made it playing in this league. And same with Andrew Vaughn. Andrew Vaughn, I am ready to eat crow like a motherfucker. Like, his bat has just been outstanding. Like, the fact that he's turning into Ron Karkovice with better skin is a high point. Wonderful. I was like looking at him. I was like, I think that is Ron Karkovice.
Well, he's growing a mustache. I heard he's growing a mustache out, so he's gonna have that blonde mustache going.
It looked like he shaved today. I think.
Okay,
but I don't know. I don't know.
You know what? Somebody
it's tough
probably
to see. It's tough to see because he's got like such light hair.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like he either looked like Ron Karkovice or an albino kid, like up in that fucking bullpen, because he was wearing the black like head wrap, and you're just like, he looked very, very white, and then very, very blonde mustache. Like, it was like, I'm like, is that Brother Ali right there? I don't know.
All right, so Joey P in the comments brings up the point that Yolbert Sanchez is working his way up in the ranks. The only issue with Yolbert right now is Yolbert is not on the 40-man roster. So they would have to dump a guy off. And when they add Johnny Cueto, they got to dump a guy off the 40-man roster too.
So they don't. I want to say it's either Yerman or
they can go to the 60.
Is still on the 10-day IL. I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't think they're like, Crochet might be back soon.
No, I think you're right. I think they both are. I think you could
move them both to the 60. I think they still have room to do that, so that they might not have to do too much. Hey, look, Beef, this is your 0 second baseman theory. Like, someone will pop up. And
I mean, that's why I thought they
wouldn't. Is it Jose Rodriguez or Yolbert Sanchez? Someone. Romy.
That's why I thought they wouldn't spend on the offseason. I thought they would just buy. And actually, in my offseason plan, I picked Josh Harrison as one of the guys. The other guy I picked was Jonathan Villar. So that would have been the Lurie spot. And I thought they got Yolbert coming. They got Jose Rodriguez coming. Romy's there. They'll just see who falls out of that. So I got to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a couple more weeks of Yolbert Sanchez hitting like a motherfucker in AAA, and they do decide to bring him up. There'll be some maneuvering there, but I could see him I could see a fake IL stint for somebody in the way. Josh Harrison, and then he comes up and he starts right away. I mean, I could totally see that. They were planning for this. They were planning for the short term, like, we might have a guy ready for that spot, and so there's nothing wrong with it. Let Josh Harrison sit the bench, be on the fake IL.
So, MSS, you wanted to talk about the clubhouse.
I did.
And is the clubhouse a mess? So let us lay it on us. Are you feeling like it's a mess?
I got it. I got something to say. Okay, and I'm gonna say it. Now, I read that rumor on the Twitters. It was by a beef sandwich parody account. He's like, the clubhouse is a mess, fellas. It's a mess. It's horrible. And that's what I heard last week, and I was like, this is a mess. I was skeptical because the last time I heard this, it was 2016 spring training. We had Chris Sale standing up for a child in the big boy clubhouse. Adam Eaton was calling the child a leader on the field. That was the last time the club was a mess. The clubhouse was a mess, and it showed. Okay, we had specific examples of how the clubhouse was a mess. Like, You got this guy standing up. And then we hear all these other things later. Adam Eaton's not giving the money to the clubbies in Seattle because they take, a 50% cut. So Adam's like, I'm not letting you get your 50% cut. We're just tipping zero. Like, we're not even going 20%. Fuck you. You're not getting nothing. We're rolling out of here. We're not even paying. Now, the last clubhouse was a mess. We're ready to the shredding of the jersey incident, which we at the 108 celebrated and made a jersey demolition shirt that was available for sale. It was not a great seller right away, but then as soon as we sold out, everyone was like, "Hey, where can I get that shirt?"
We're not reprinting it.
But we didn't do it again, so we haven't done this. Now, is this where we're at? No, I don't think so. I don't think the clubhouse is a mess. Is there some adversity in the clubhouse? Adversity? That's what I said. Yes, not diversity, adversity. I fucking hope so. Because, my God, jokes aside, I hope this team isn't playing shitty behind Dallas Keuchel because they want to sink his career. I hope they're just in a funk. I think we'll hear more if there's an actual real problem. I also saw some people saying that the team is undisciplined. That might be true. And if it is true, that's as much on the coaches as it is on the players. We like to make fun of Rick Renteria for sitting these guys when they would fuck up. They'd be like, "Why are you sitting this guy? He didn't run it out." And then last week, they're like, "Why didn't Eloy run it out?" Okay, listen, I've been married for 8 years. I've been on this train, okay? They're like, "Why don't you do this?" And I do that. And they're like, "Why did you do that?" And I was like, "Because you just told me to do it." You got to make up your fucking mind. Okay, so if you don't want them to sit the people and you want them to be disciplined, you have to take the bullshit. Yeah, he didn't run it out the first, so he's going to fucking sit down for 3 innings or whatever, or he's going to take a game off. Okay, you have to ride with the consequences. It's not always fun. It's not always looks good, but that's what you got to do. Now, so if a player is routinely not doing something you ask them to do, you need to sit them down. I don't see that particularly. I see people making just bad plays and I don't know. So anyway, and excuse me if I believe that the organization and the coaches have over a beef sandwich. My guy Steve Stone says, "Listen, there's no problems in the clubhouse. Don't worry about it. It's a bad rumor. Just let it go forth." And I think that we would see something if it was bad, right? There would be an outburst. There would be something that was more public and some more concrete evidence rather than just, "Oh, there's a problem." Yeah. Just trust me. There's a problem because I just don't buy it. People talk, bullshit walks. Now, in my opinion, if the clubhouse is a mess, it's just a bunch of guys with heavy expectations on themselves trying to figure it out. They have the talent. They have the pieces to succeed. It's what happens between those times, right? And like Tony said it this week, it's between the ears right now. There is a mental thing going on because we know Jose Abreu can hit a ball. We know Tim Anderson can hit a ball. We know Yasmani Grandal can take a walk. And we hope to hell that Dallas Keuchel can throw a strike. But we will get there. So I think that we need to slow down a little bit, pump the brakes a few times. We're a little bit into the season. People are trying to make excuses. They're trying to carry some narratives. I wouldn't buy into it yet. Wait till we're All-Star break. If people are like, "Hey, these guys got a problem in the clubhouse," and we see some things happen, yeah, let's get into it. But I also want to remind you guys, and I talked about this earlier, if there's a little adversity, sometimes you learn about yourself. And when the chips are down and you're up against a wall and you're like, "I need to get a fucking hit," you start trying different things. You start trying to succeed. And when you do, you get into a groove and you learn something from the thing. So I hope through this adversity, this White Sox team will come up from the ashes and they will start winning baseball games again. Hopefully before it warms up, because I don't want to buy into once it warms up, the bats warm up and we're good. I don't want that theory to come true. So I'm not worried about the fucking clubhouse right now. I think we would know. And I also don't think there's much difference between last year and this year. The biggest difference I see with this team is the health. We have so many injuries that are plaguing the thing that carried our team last year. Our bullpen didn't carry this team last year. Our starting pitching carried this team. And right now, we have 2 out of the 3 starting pitchers that's not doing it yet. Like I'll give Lucas a break, but he needs to get back. Once he gets back and we get Lynn back, we're gonna be sad. I'm not worried about it.
Let's go White Sox.
So there's your My Sack Summer motivational moment. Sticky sticker. You guys feel free to add whatever you want.
I like it. I don't have anything to add there. Like I like where you went with that one, MSS.
I don't either, and I agree with you about adversity. Sometimes it will sometimes provide you with added focus. Sometimes when you were not focused in as much as you needed to be, you were letting some things hang loose that you shouldn't have done. And sometimes you need to get your ass kicked a little bit to like bring it all in and say, okay, I wasn't taking care of business there. I need to get in there. Now you'd think that would start happening pretty soon here with this team, like losing 9 out of 10. It should be the elixir.
Well, speaking of that, like things turning around, let's go around and explain why people shouldn't worry about this team. Why should I not worry about the White Sox? Beef, I'll let you go first.
Sounds great. So I'm going to go with the most obvious reason to me, and that is batted ball luck. Good old BABIP. The White Sox generally are a top 5 team in BABIP with this current core. And there was a lot was made of Tim Anderson always having a high BABIP, but then some of his other speedy counterparts on this roster that hit the ball hard also have high BABIPs. And the White Sox, in this competitive window, have been a team that when they hit the ball and put it in play, they're most successful that way out of all the teams. So far in the 2022 season, the White Sox are a bottom 4 team in batted ball luck. When they put the ball in play, they're one of the worst at actually getting a hit. It's finding fielders this year more often than it has ever. I don't know how much of that is the weather, how much of that is the new baseball out there, how much of that is just plain bad luck. But the White Sox, traditionally a team that would be above 300 when they put the ball in play, coming into today's game, we're hitting 251 when they put the ball in play. BABIP 251 is horrible. That's well below any league lows over the last 10 years. So you got to figure this is all going to normalize. I mean, a league worst BABIP is generally in the 280 or 270 range. So even if they were maintained being terrible, they should improve a lot just on batted ball luck. So I think there's just a lot on offense that's just not falling in there for them now. That's going to fall in for them as things progress. We talked about Jose Abreu earlier. No excuses. You got to produce, but he's hitting the ball hard. I think the White Sox, that's going to catch back up, and they're going to be okay kind of going forward. So I'll say BABIP, batted ball luck.
I mean, I feel that because we've seen it all year where we're just amazed at how little they're getting out of, putting the ball in play, which typically the Sox are and the Sox have some of the guys that are the best with it. So like it is shocking to see that. My Sox Summer, what are you thinking is the reason that we should not worry?
We should not worry because Andrew Vaughn's bat is 100% as advertised. And I feel like he has come out and is just pounding that ball. I loved his little dance yesterday, but I also love the fact that he has home runs and he's hitting home runs. He's being asked to do something and he's getting it done. So I'm not worried because he's just going to add into the long line of bats that should be hitting soon enough. Hopefully, God, just fucking hit the goddamn ball. I think I'm not worried because of that specifically. Now, I have other things, but I think I'll let you go first because I don't want to get into it. I don't want to step on some of your thunder.
Yeah, I think to me, the thing that is keeping me from worrying too much is that I think we are going to see the last Vince Velasquez start for a long time this weekend. We are likely going to start seeing less and less Dallas Keuchel starts as we go. Our guy Johnny Cueto tonight went 4, struck out 6, no earned runs.
Ooh,
so
like that, right? I like that.
So it's very possible that we see him soon. There's some days off where you're going to get to skip some of the guys lower in the rotation, and the next thing you know, Lance Lynn will be back. So the strength of the main 3 pitchers right now, I feel confident in each of those guys going to the mound. Even with Kopech having some growing pains, learning on the job, them limiting his pitches, I'm still pretty confident in him. And so when you start to get more guys back, when you get, we get Cueto into that rotation, even if I just need him to be a serviceable 5, right?
Yeah.
And then you hang around until Lynn gets back, which is, I would guess a month, 6 weeks away, right? Let's call it that. It's not that far. That's because that's not a lot of starts, right? I mean, like you're not missing a ton of starts at that point, so it's close. Like you could start to see that. And on the offensive side, you'll start to get guys back too, right? Like so, Robert's coming back soon. I think it seems like he's close to playing. They're just probably not wanting to trot him out there in cold ass weather, which is smart. Moncada's starting his rehab assignment. There's the roster is going to look significantly different in about a week and a half. So that's why I'm not too worried right now.
And that's basically what I was going to say. Our bigs are hurt, offense and defense. And that's what once they come back, it's a totally different ball game. Now, hopefully, we've gotten all the shit out of the way early. So then we have the rest of the year to be like, okay, right? I'll take a Lance Lynn second half of the season like he had first half last year, right?
Attaboy.
Like give me that, right? So if I'm only going to get half of you, give me it in the second half. I don't need it in the first half as much, okay? Because I feel like we can start winning games. And I just think, I think you're right on. And I think we get rid of some of these people. And Kopech, you made a great point tonight, Treasy. He looked like he was shelled. He was down and out in that first inning, and then brought it back. So that's that mental toughness that White Sox Dave talks about all the time, and he had it today. He bulldogged it today, and that was good.
One thing, real quick here, it's like this is something in the comments about Vince Velasquez will get DFA'd, and what are we going to do with Keuchel? I don't know that Vince Velasquez is going to get DFA'd. I think that they might try to use him as a reliever. I think that was the original intention behind the signing. I think they wanted him to be more of a Reynaldo Lopez type of
right?
pitcher. And they were forced to start him, which is not good.
It's not working at all.
It's very possible that they try, because they have guys with options, like guys like Matt Foster, Kyle Crick. These guys can get sent down, and you can put Velasquez into a role where he'll be in the bullpen. I think that's probably going to happen. I would be surprised if they just DFA'd him. Dallas Keuchel, I think once he's not going to start, I think they're going to skip him a few starts where they can, and he's going to remain on the team. But eventually, it's just they're going to DFA him, and it's and they're going to eat that money, which is it sounds so very unsox like, but the roster just can't hold him. There's just if they have 5 starting pitchers, there's no utility in a Dallas Keuchel. Vince Velasquez, there could be some utility in. Keuchel, none.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now that everyone's not worried, I think we could end the show there. Beef, who you want to thank?
Thank yous. I love it. I got to thank the commenters as a whole for realizing how awesome I look in this outfit. They were nagging me a little bit, but it was a highly sexual thing, mostly the men, and they enjoyed the shit out of my look. And I also gotta thank My Sock Summer for finally getting his ass back to the ballpark. And as much as I made a big stink about him giving me shit in the beginning of the game, that's what it's like when you're sitting in the 108. We're giving each other shit the entire game. Me, My Sock Summer, Treasy, Wally Money, Mr. Hand, King Nam, all of us are giving each other shit the entire time we're there. So it was good to be back. I can't wait till we get all 6 of us at a game together, so it feels like the family is back together. But nice. It felt right on Tuesday night. Tuesday night felt right, my friend.
MSS, who you thinking?
Nice. I'm going to give a shout out to Dave Farley for coming down and sitting with us on Tuesday. Bought me a beer. That was great. Shout out to my guy, Barry Bag of Donuts, for coming out, and Brian Webb, and his daughter, who is like his wife, but is
Bill Webb.
Bill Webb. Oh, I'm sorry.
Brian Webb, too.
Sorry, Brian. Brian might be somebody else. Sorry. Shout out to Adam Rude, too.
There it is.
Miles also from Wings and Rings, who will never watch this or see our podcast, but shout out for he's always just so goddamn entertaining. Like if he's at the bar or he's even fucking there. Luke, yeah.
Luke, here's what it is. The reason why I left you out of there is we don't break your balls that hard yet. But it's coming. It's coming, kid. You just wait, all right?
Careful
it's
what you
this year. Yeah, I was gonna say you just you dipped your toe in the water right there. You're fucked now. Now we're gonna come at you. You know,
Teresa, who do you got some thanks for?
Yeah, I want to thank everyone on White Sox Twitter for losing your absolute fucking minds during the losing streak. I'm not a good person. I take a lot of joy in people getting really, really upset. And yelling on the internet. I enjoy every single bit of it. So thank you for entertaining me during these down times of our team. I truly appreciate it. And with that, we will see you tomorrow at the park. And we will see you Sunday when we soak.
Yes.
All right. Peace, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.